Doing well. Yep, we are live. So we will start in few minutes. Rest. Hi. Rest. Hello everyone. Good morning, and we will start our today's session in few minutes. Let more people join, and then we will start. Meanwhile, I will introduce to our today's speaker. He's Nitin Tiwari. He's AI MLGD, and he will be going through our today's session, Gemini AI. And yeah, we will start in few minutes. Just let more people join. I am audible, right, everyone? Just give a heads up if everything is good. Okay, great. We are good to start now. So over to Ashi. She will give some introduction about today's session and Nitin, and some sort of rules and regulation. Keep the comment section clean and so some respect. If you have any question, put it. We'll try to answer everything and cover everything. If it's in depth, you can connect to Nitin. At the end, he will be giving you his social handle, so you can connect with him separately. And yeah, over to Ashik. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pranav. Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thank you all for joining on a weekend. I hope you all are very excited to learn about Gemini. And as we have already seen in few of the past events, that people are very enthusiastic about learning about AI and ML. So we thought that why not go ahead with something that is fresh into the market and people are talking about it and something that you can use directly to your applications. So basically, the idea behind TFUG is that we bring in some of the events and sessions on latest technologies around AI and ML and give you the best from the experts who are working into that field. So today we'll introducing you to Nitin Tiwari, who is an MLGDE, and he is someone who is working very deeply into with the Google team, especially for a Gemini sprint and a Gemma sprint, if you're aware of that. And he has worked on certain projects that are actually showcased on Google Blogs as well as in their GitHub repository as well. So we hope that you get to learn a lot from him. He is a software engineer with the LTI Mindtree for having more than 3+ years of experience into the field, and he is open to all your question answers around anything that is AI and ML. So, not taking too much of your time, I hope you enjoyed this session on Gemini and you take back something that you can apply and convert your ideas and your aspirations into something that is useful. And I hope you enjoyed the show. So, thank you everyone for joining again, and I'll give the mic away to Nitin.
Well, thank you so much, Ashi, for the introduction. Hey everyone, good morning. How are you? All good? Can I get some thumbs up in the chat? Not good? Okay. All right. So, welcome to this session on Gemini. My name is Nitin Tiwari. Ashi has already introduced me, but just to give a quick introduction of myself, uh, yeah, I'm a software engineer at LTI Mindtree. with almost more than 3 years of experience. I'm also recognized by Google as an expert in machine learning. So I work closely with the Google teams, which are in like TensorFlow, then Gen AI fields. I'm also a technical speaker, and I had the opportunity to give talks across India as well as Southeast Asia. Last year, I had the opportunity to go to Indonesia as well as Uzbekistan, and yeah, also contribute to the Google Dev Library, which is an open source project by Google. So basically, developers across different parts of the country or the world itself, they come together and then they share their knowledge and skills in terms of the projects that they work on. And yeah, I also love to write blogs on AI and ML. So you can also just follow me on my Medium handle to check some of the blogs that I've written. So I'll quickly share my screen.
Yeah, before those who are like have joined and those who are AI/ML enthusiasts and those who are looking forward to work on it, I also want to share that Nitin, apart from the company work, he have also some made real work contribution. You can go on the LinkedIn and check his out. He have made some project. It's really cool to work on. Like you can get some innovative ideas about it. You can talk to him. Yeah, again, yeah, that's about it. So yeah, over to you, Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll share my screen and then let's get started with the session. So welcome to this session on exploring the world of Gemini Era. So before we start, can someone tell me, have you heard about this term Gemini recently? Well, I'm not seeing the screen, but okay, I'll assume that you have heard about this if you are from a tech background. So just to give you the context of what we are going to cover today, we'll be seeing what exactly is Gemini. Okay. So it was the model which was recently, released by Google, a set of models. So we'll see what is Gemini. Then we'll also learn the architecture of Gemini models. And here comes the best part. We'll be doing some hands-on today with Gemini on Google Colab, Google AI Studio, as well as Vertex AI. So it's a good opportunity for us to learn today how to make use of the Gemini APIs to use them in your applications. And then I have a bonus for you as well here. So we'll reveal this at the fag end of the session, but let's keep it a secret as of now. And then finally, we'll see some examples which can be built with Gemini. So like we worked on certain projects and I would like to showcase them to you so that you can also, work on something similar. If you have any like great ideas, so you can just implement that. And I have some resources for you as well so that you learn from them and then get started with your journey in this. So before we start, let's try to understand how the language models have been, evolved over the years. So these are the language models which were released by Google. So starting with 2016, Google established this foundation of future language models using this word to vec, where each word in a text or a sentence or maybe a corpus of input is represented in terms of high dimensional vectors. Okay, vectors in the high dimensional space. So they started with this. It was a very simple model, and then 2017 was the year to remember. The transformers was revealed by them. So it was based on the attention mechanism, which allows to focus on specific parts of the input sequence. So let's say you are giving some kind of instructions to the model that can you just write me a piece of code. So the transformers model was based on this architecture that it used to focus on certain strings that you provide in the input and then gives you the output accordingly. So 2017 was the year of breakthrough, and since then, a lot of models have been released by Google. So BERT was one of the models, which was again built on transformer architecture. So whatever models that you see since 2018 till 2024, that is today, each of these are somehow based on the transformer architecture itself. And we are in 2024 right now. In December 2023, they released this Gemini 1.0. Okay, so it introduced the mixture of experts architecture along with the transformers, which allowed a lot of improved efficiency in the performance on complex tasks. So when we say that the tasks are very complex, we'll try to understand what kind of tasks this model is capable of handling and performing. So we'll talk about that. And then finally, Gemini 1.5 was also released a week ago, which was an improved and enhanced version of Gemini 1.0. And its context length is capable of handling up to 1 million tokens. So what exactly are tokens? We'll try to understand that. And yeah, so let's get started with this. So Gemini is a family of largest multimodal AI models developed by the Google DeepMind team. And when we say this multimodal means it can support input in different formats. For example, it can be text or maybe your Python code or any code, like any language. Then images, videos, audios, and a lot of more stuff as well. For example, PDFs and then Excel files. So multimodal is basically supporting different types of data. And yeah, this Gemini model was trained on a very large data set of all these type of data, and then it can perform various complex tasks, like for example, if you want to write a summary of a big piece of text, then it can do that for you. If you want to detect some kind of content in an image or a video, let's say I provide an image to Gemini and then I ask him, can you tell me what exactly is present in this image, then it can do that for you as well. It can write codes for you and a lot of more stuff that you can do with Gemini. So we'll be exploring that today in our session. And yeah, Gemini is available in three different sizes as of now: Gemini Ultra, Pro, as well as Nano. So, Ultra is the most capable model that can do a lot of very complex tasks. Okay, and it's available as Ultra 1.0 version, which is through the Gemini Advanced subscription. So, you need to subscribe to Gemini Advanced if you want to use this model. And this model is preferred when you have to do a lot of very complex tasks. So, if you are research oriented, then it's suggested that you use this. But for normal tasks that you do every day, for example, if you want to write some code or you want to generate some text or summarize some content, then you can just simply use the Gemini Pro versions. So Gemini Pro 1.0 is best performing model for textual as well as file data, which is in the format of PDFs or text or Excel files, and it's available in the Vertex AI as well as Google AI Studio for you. So you might have heard about this Bard as well, right? Along with ChatGPT. So Bard makes use of this Gemini Pro model as the underlying model. And we have this Gemini Pro 1.5, which was recently released. So it can do a wide variety of tasks, including data in the form of images, videos, and other formats as well. So you can literally upload a folder present on your computer or your laptop and then ask Gemini to uh, you know l- to ask it, can you just summarize what is present in this particular folder, can we just extract a piece of text from this particular file. So these complex tasks are easily handled by Gemini Pro models. And again, it's currently in a limited preview in Vertex AI and Google AI Studio, so you need to get the access to that, but I'll just show you today how you can use that. And then finally, we have a nano version of this Gemini model as well, which is lightweight, which is smaller in size as compared to the other variants of Gemini. And you can simply use this on your Android or other devices as well, like mobile phones. So it's still in limited preview right now, but it can be supported on Pixel 8 Pro as well as Samsung Galaxy S24 phones. So that was the overview of what Gemini is. Now let's try to understand the working of Gemini, like how is it built. So it's not possible for me to exactly tell you what is the exact architecture of Gemini, but if I were to break it into smaller components, it's again based on the transformer architecture. And just to simplify this for you, we have an encoder. Okay, encoder, it what it does, it will take the input formats, for example, text, code, images, audios, and a lot of other stuff, and then it will convert them into a common internal representation which the decoder can understand. So basically, just to simplify for you, it will take the input in different formats and then it will convert it into such a format which the decoder can understand. So in this example, the diagram that you see here, I pass three different types of input to the encoder. Okay, so the first one is a simple text where I ask it, can you suggest me some places to visit in India, best places. Second format is the code. Okay, so I just define a function called as model and then ask the Gemini model to complete the code. So let's say I'm training a model and then I know just a few lines of code and then I just want the Gemini model to auto complete it for me. So that is one another type of data that I'm providing, which is code. And thirdly, you can see there's an image as well on which it is written as Google Cloud Platform in some handwriting, and I'm asking the model to tell me what's present in this image. So you see, these three are different types of data that I'm providing to just a single model. So what the encoder will do is encoder will pass this information to this MOE, mixture of experts. And mixture of experts is basically it's a component which it's basically a part of the neural network specialized to do a lot of different tasks. So if you remember that the CNN models were there, which are specifically used for image classification or image based tasks, right? Computer vision based tasks. But MOE, what it does is depending upon the data that you provide, it will adapt itself. Okay, and then accordingly it will pass the uh, input to the decoder, and then you will get the output. So if I'm giving a text, then you will get a text as an output, as you can see. So for the prompt that I provided, suggest me some best places to visit in India, the output was these places: Varanasi, Ladakh, and Rishikesh, for example. But then if I just provide a code, then it won't give me the similar text that it had given me when I was giving this first prompt. Now it will give me the code, right? So it will be well structured code with comments and a lot of relevant things that I need to build a Keras model. So that's how these MOEs work. Depending upon the data that you provide and depending upon the requirement, it will adapt itself and then give the best output to you. And then finally, you see the third image or the third example. There's an image on which GCP or Google Cloud Platform is written, and then I ask it what's present in this image. So, what do you think? What the neural network must have been doing in this when I provide an image and then ask it to tell me what is present in this image? So basically, it does OCR first of all. OCR is optical character recognition, which is nothing but recognizing text within an image. So you see the working or the behavior changes right from here, depending upon the data that we provide. So the model has correctly identified that Google Cloud Platform is the text present in this image, as well as other information. For example, the text is written in black ink, and then there are several faint horizontal lines here. Should be vertical, but it has written horizontal. So somehow it has gone wrong in this case, but yeah, it has performed very well. At least it has given the correct text present in the image. So that was the fundamental of the architecture of Gemini, and then let's talk about some benchmarks of Gemini 1.5. So 1.5 is the enhancement to Gemini 1.0 with a larger token context window of 128,000 tokens, and it can go up to 1 million tokens as well for selected users who are using it right now. So when we say that it can support up to 1 million tokens, how much of data is 1 million tokens? So basically, when you say that this is the supported tokens, then it means that you can support videos up to 1 hour. You can just upload a video which is 1 hour in length and then ask Gemini that can you just tell me what is present in this video. So that is one thing. And then it can support audios up to 11 hours. So that's very used data. It can also support 30,000 lines of code. So you just provide a code base and then ask Gemini to write a what do you say, a solution doc on that. Maybe you can just write comments. You can identify errors present in this code. It can do a lot of stuff for you. So that these are the benchmarks that Gemini 1.5 have set. Okay, and the Google research team also did a needle in a haystack evaluation, which is a type of testing where 99% times Gemini Pro 1.5 found a very small piece of text containing a particular fact in a very long block of text, which was about 1 million tokens. So when we say that 1 million tokens, it's literally a lot of data. And then you ask something very irrelevant, then Gemini was able to identify even that in for 99% times. So you just imagine the capabilities of how Gemini 1.5 can do. So if you want to learn more about the benchmarks and other details, then you can just go through this link that I've shared. So that was pretty much about the theoretical part, and let's get started with this. So if you have access to Google Colab, then just follow these steps, or you can just follow me as well along. I'll switch my screen. So as I said, we'll be doing hands-on in three different ways to use Gemini. First one is using Gemini on Colab. Second is using it on Google AI Studio, and the third one is I'll also show you how to use this on Google Cloud. So if you have access to Google Cloud, then you can just use it in Vertex AI. So the step one is to go to this website, Google AI Studio. Okay, it's if you just type Google AI Studio on the browser, you'll get certain links, but the best link here is aistudio.google.com. And by the way, this Google AI Studio was also known as Maker Suite. They have just rebranded this whole thing. Okay, I'll just paste this in the chat for you. So once you go on this, you will be asked to create an API key if you haven't created yet. You just click on this. So I've already created my own API key in the past. I'll just copy that. Okay, so we are done with first step. Go to Google AI Studio and then generate an API key. Second step is to clone this repository. So you can either download this or just simply clone this if you use Git. Okay, it will take some time, and in the meanwhile, I'll just open Collab. So you can just simply download this file itself if you don't want to download the whole repository. But yeah,
Uh, can we post the GitHub URL in the comment section? It will be good for them.
I'll just post it.
Thank you.
Okay, for some reason, I'm not able to paste it, but I'll just put in the chat personally to you. You can just go to this github.com/nstiwari/Gemini workshop TFUG Chandigarh.
Yeah, I pinned it. Yes,
Okay.
thanks.
So meanwhile, it downloads the repository. I'll just upload the Collab notebook here. So just go to File, Upload Notebook. So let me know once you are at this page so that we can get started. Can you get a thumbs up once you are ready?
We can wait for like 1 minute and also everyone should be ready, and then we can auto proceed. We can proceed now, I guess.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you are done with this step. You have generated an API key for yourself and you have downloaded the repository and we have also uploaded the Colab notebook here. So the first step is to connect to your notebook. I'm already connected, so I'll just install the SDK for generative AI. Let's run the cell. Second step is to import certain libraries. Now here comes the part of configuring the Gemini API key. So the key that you had copied from here, okay, just paste it in the secret section here. You can just create a new key for yourself. I have named it as Gemini. We'll just remove the old values here, pasted the new one. Okay, I'll just delete and create a new one. So these are the list of models available within this Gemini 1.0 Pro, Gemini 1.0 Pro 001 latest vision, Gemini Pro and Pro Vision. So the last two models that you see, these were the very first models, the foundation models, which were released by Google in December. So we'll be using these two as of now. So the first step is to test this Gemini Pro 1.0 model. So Pro basically what it does is it will just take text as an input and then give text as an output as well. So I'll just configure this model here. So genai.generative model, then model name, and then you have to select any one of these models. So as I said, we'll be working on the last two models today. So just set this as Gemini Pro if you want to give the text as an input and then give the prompt as well here. So let's say if you want to get some best places to visit in India, then you can just give that. Or let's say generate me a Python code for addition of two numbers, just a simple example. Run the cell here. So in the background, the prompt is being passed to this model, Gemini Pro, through the API key that we just set in this cell, and then we get a response in return. Let's see what is the response. So it has generated a Python code for me with proper comments as well. You can see there is a function called as add numbers with two parameters, first number and second number, and a lot of stuff as well. Like you can give user input dynamically. You can just print the result. So it was just a basic example of how you can use Gemini Pro 1.0. Let's try another example. Can you tell me the Best season to visit, let's say Leh. So this is the response that Gemini has given me. The best season to visit Leh is during the summer, of course. If I go in winter, then I'll be freezed. So a lot of other things as well that you can do. Landscapes in bloom, then trekking season, festival and events that happen there. So you can just give your own prompts and then play around with this. So apart from the text, it also gives certain kind of feedback. Like for example, the prompt that I give, was it harmful in terms of hate speech or sexually explicit content or harassment, whether it was dangerous content or not. So you can see that it's a quite normal prompt, right? Nothing negative in this. So everything is negligible in this case. So it also gives this meta information about the prompts and the results. So this is nothing but prompt feedback. Response or prompt feedback is the method used for this. So once you're done with that, you can just switch on to the next version of Gemini Pro, which is Gemini Pro Vision. And when we say that Vision, it accepts input in the form of text as well as images. So you can simply upload an image and then ask the Gemini model something related to that. So this was one of the example that I was trying. I'll just clear this. Let's try a new example. So for this, we have to upload some images as well in Google Colab. So the first step is to the configuration of the model. In the previous example we saw, it was Gemini Pro. In this one, it will be Gemini Pro Vision. Okay, and then this next step is to load an image. So currently I don't have any images. What I will do is I'll just click on upload desktop. I have an image present here. Okay, I'll just run this cell now, and it will give me an error because it hasn't found any image which the name as image.jpg. So either I need to rename this or I need to change the cell here. So 00.jpg is the name of my file. I will rerun the cell, and that's me here. Just to zoom out, so we have some text as well written. So let's try a simple example of whether the Gemini Pro 1.0 vision can detect the text in this image. Identify the text from the image. So I'll just change the prompt here. Initially it was identify the place from the image. I don't think it will be able to identify any place because it's not a famous landmark, but yeah, let's try to tame this prompt. So let's see. So as I said, Gemini Pro 1.0 vision takes input into formats. One is the prompt that we provide and one is the image. This is the image that we loaded. Initially it was just single parameter of the prompt. Now it has taken two things, prompt as well as the image. And this third parameter that you see, stream is equal to true. Its significance is, let's say the response is very much big in the size, okay? So in that case, the response is not loaded at once. It will be streamed one by one in different chunks, okay? Chunks of smaller sizes, so that we get the response correctly. So the cell has run correctly here successfully. I'll just try to see the response, and yeah, venturing into the world of Keras and TensorFlow. So this is what the model has detected from the image. So if I just minimize this, just try to open the image. So if you just observe venturing into the world of, so the F is not clearly visible in this, then Keras and this is clearly visible, and then tensor after that it's just F. So there is no flow written here, TensorFlow. It is just tensor and then F, and then the model has even identified that what could be the words remaining in the text there. So it's venturing into the world of Keras and TensorFlow, which is correctly identified by the model. So this is what the Gemini Pro 1.0 vision model can do. It can do a lot of other stuff as well. For example, if you want to identify some landmarks, or let's say if you want to identify the freshness of fruits and vegetables, for example, then it can do that as well. So we'll be covering that in the examples that we have built in the session later on. So maybe you can just try a few more prompts and then we can go ahead with the next part. Maybe just give me a thumbs up once you are done, and then we can get started with the next part here. And also, if you have any queries or questions, then just feel free to shoot in the comment box. I'll be addressing them. Okay, I suppose you are done. Then let's move ahead. So we are successfully able to use Gemini Pro models on Google Colab. Let's move a step ahead and then see what we can do on Gemini Google AI Studio. So have you used this Google AI Studio any time before? Can someone just tell me? Do you have any experience of using this? Okay, great. So Google AI Studio is nothing but it's formerly known as Maker Suite, and it allows you to just try these prompts without doing any code. You can simply just upload some images or text or your prompts through this UI just to show you what exactly is present in this screen. We have some models to choose from: Gemini 1.0 Pro and Gemini 1.5 Pro. Then this is a temperature that we can set. Temperature is nothing but the randomness of the response which will be generated by the model. So if it is too low, then it will generate responses which are very catchy and very out of the box. If it is too high, then it will give some serious responses. So that is the significance of this temperature. And then you can add some stop sequences as well. So let's try with this Gemini 1.0 Pro. Okay, as I said, 1.0 Pro can only support the data or the input in the form of files. Okay, or it can support data in the form of text or prompts. You can simply also upload a folder itself which has certain files like PDFs or text files or CSVs, and then it can answer those questions for you. So let's get started with this. You can just use this Gemini 1.0 Pro. I'm not sure if you have access to this one right now, but I'll just give you a demonstration of how 1.0 is used as well in this. So again, let's ask Gemini 1.0 something. Uh, can you write me a code to do image classification using TensorFlow? You can literally try any prompt of your choice. I'm just attracted to TensorFlow, so that's why this is my prompt. So yeah, this is the response that it has given. You start with libraries, importing of the libraries, and then loading the data set. Then you normalize the pixel values, and then you create a model using Keras. Then compiling the model, and then training the model. So yeah, it has given the response as expected. Now let's try some more complex prompts. Uh, can you tell me what are the things I need to carry when I visit overseas? Just a random prompt. Okay, so this is the response that I have that it has given to me. First thing is passport and visa, of course. Without that, I can't travel. Then an insurance is better to carry in such scenarios. Then currency and cards. I need to carry the currency of the country that I am going to travel. If not, then I need to carry a credit card or debit card, which is supporting international currency, and a lot of other stuff as well: medications, toiletries, clothing and accessories, and important documents if needed be. So you can just try some more prompts and then see if you're getting the output as expected or not. You can also try to tweak this temperature. Okay, so if I just make it as 0.05 and then rerun the same prompt, let's see what response it generates. Pretty much similar to what it had generated in the previous question. But if your task is very complex, let's say if you want to generate code, then the code that it has generated for you, it's not working. So maybe you can just tweak this temperature and then ask it that can you just uh, debug the code for me. So these are the things that Gemini Pro 1.0 can help you with. You can also try uploading some files if present. Okay, we'll try that with Gemini Pro 1.5, but you can just try this stuff. So once you're done with that, I'll just show you what is 1.5 Pro is capable of doing. We have some options now enabled here. If you just notice, if I use this Gemini 1.5 Pro, then the image and video option is disabled. If I just switch back to 1.5, then I can also upload an image and video as well. So let's quickly do a example here. I have cloned the repository. So in this repository, we'll find some text data, like there's a PDF file present for class 4 history subject. Okay, and there is a video as well. So we'll try this for a file. Let's see if it is capable of answering some questions on based on that. So just to give you an overview of what exactly is present in this text file or PDF file, it's a textbook of standard 4th history of Maharashtra State Board based on the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and it, it has around 98 pages. Okay, you can see some text here. These are the contents and some images. So some history of Shivaji Raja and all those things. If I just move at the fag end of this textbook, then we have a table as well here. Okay, so not only just text but also from images as well as data in the form of tables. We can just try some prompts based on that. So let's try one thing. I've uploaded this text, okay, this text file or this PDF file, which has about 41,382 tokens. So as I said, Gemini 1.5 Pro is capable of handling 128,000 tokens in a standard way, and it can go up to 1 million tokens. So when we say what exactly is tokens, it's nothing but the amount of information present in the data that we are providing. Let's quickly try one example. I have uploaded the file. Now let me ask it one question. So this is the council of 8 ministers. Okay, so in the council of 8 ministers, who was, let's try this one, who was handling the department of government orders. Okay, also tell me the corresponding designation. So this is the second column. In Hindi it's called as Sachiv for the department government order. So we'll also ask the model, can it tell us the corresponding designation in Hindi? Okay, it's pretty complex task. The model has to go through a lot of pages. This is page number 87, so it has to go through all the 86 pages and then understand this. And this data is also pretty complex in nature. It's tabular format. And this is the response that the model has given to me. In Shivaji Maharaj's Council of 8 ministers, the Department of Government Orders was handled by Annaji Datto. Yes, that's correct. His corresponding designation in Hindi was Sachiv. That's correct as well. So you see the capabilities of Gemini 1.5. It can handle all these complex tasks. You can also ask some more questions based on this if you have already cloned the repository. You can also upload your own PDF files if you don't want to work with this, and then just try some examples. Let's also try one more example based on this, and then we can check with the video data for this. Okay, World Environment Day is celebrated every year on 5th June. That's not relevant because that information is easily available on internet. We'll check something from this PDF. Let's have some numbers here. For example, what happened on 3rd April 1680. Okay, so this is the response that it has given, and that's correct. So based on the data that we provide, the model understands the context, what I'm asking. So it could be anything, right? A lot of things might have happened on 3rd April 1680, but it has given response based on the data that I had provided. So that's how Gemini 1.5 works. Now let's try some more complex examples. Just to refresh this. Let's try this on video. So I'll just show you the video. I'm sure many of you might have seen this movie, The Godfather. Okay, it's a 6-minute video, and let's see if the model is able to handle questions based on this or not. So we click on this video option, click on upload, browse, select the video. It will take some time to upload. So it will take some time to upload this on Google AI Studio, and then you can just ask it, can you identify the movie from the clip? So you see it's a 6-minute 27 seconds video, and it has more than 10,000, I think 1 lakh tokens. Yeah, 1 lakh tokens. Now let me just pause this. So in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, then you can just put in the comment section. I'll just check them and answer you. It's a pretty complex task, very huge data, 6 minutes, more than 1 lakh tokens. Let's see how does this perform. Yeah, so that's pretty correct answer from Gemini 1.5. It has correctly identified the movie as The Godfather. Just another question, then we can wrap this section. Can you tell me what's happening in the clip? So not just identifying the name, but also telling what's exactly happening in the clip. So that's another huge complex task for this model, and then we'll see if it is able to answer this. So it's a pretty famous scene where this character, Amerigo Bonacera, asks Don Vito Corleone to help him out. Yeah. helping getting justice for his daughter, and who was brutally beaten by two men. Dawn agrees to help, and yeah, the pretty famous dialogue, offer they can't refuse. So it has worked as expected, and that's pretty cool. You can just try more things later on. So that is about Gemini 1.5 Pro on Google AI Studio. You can play around with PDFs, text, videos, images, audios as well, and a lot of other stuff. Now let me show you this on Google Cloud, Vertex AI. So if you have access to Google Cloud Platform, then you can just follow me along. If you don't have, then you can just see how you can use this in Vertex AI Studio. So I'll just log in to my cloud account. So here I have to type in Vertex AI, choose this option. So within this Vertex AI, we have certain options, notebooks, Vertex AI Studio. I need to go to this Vertex AI Studio multimodal, and then I can just get started with any of these examples. So extract text from images, then few short image to JSON. So just provide a image and then ask the model to get a JSON out of that. I'll just try this one example. I'll just remove this and add my own image, the same image that I provided in the collab example. What's present in this image? The image shows a man. That man is me standing in front of a screen with a microphone in his hand. Okay, wearing a black shirt, blue jeans. That's correct. Screen behind him shows a presentation slide with the title "Venturing into the World of Keras and TensorFlow." Yes, that's pretty much correct. So you can just use this on Vertex AI as well. Simply upload the data and give the prompt. You can also do some kind of image question answering. Just provide an image and ask some questions. You can also provide some videos as well. So I'll just restrict this to this example because I don't have much credits to use on Google Cloud. So that's how you can use this on Vertex AI. Okay. So there's a bonus for you. So you might have heard about this Gemma model being rolled out recently by Google a couple of days ago. So Gemma is nothing but another family of models based on this Gemini. Okay, it's lightweight in nature as compared to the Gemini Pro models, and it is available in two different variants, Gemma 2B and Gemma 7B. This B stands for the number of parameters, 2 billions and 7 billions respectively, and it can do a lot of tasks similar to Gemini, but it cannot handle inputs in the form of images and video. So we can provide the text as an input and then do a lot of other stuff as well. So Gemini 2B is smaller in size. Okay, so it can be also used on mobile devices due to its lightweight nature. So let's try this on Vertex AI. Okay, so I need to go to the model garden. If I go to the model garden in Vertex AI, I have a lot of models available to use. We use Gemini Pro and Pro Vision already. If I go to Gemma, then in order to use this model, we have to deploy this to a Vertex AI endpoint. Okay, I have already deployed this a couple of days ago because this process generally takes about 20 to 40 minutes. So in order to save time in the session, I have already deployed this to this one. And these are the four models available: 2B, 2B IT, 7B, and 7B IT. I've deployed this 7B IT model. Okay, so just to show you the process of deploying, I'll not deploy that, but I'll just show you how to deploy it. So you have to choose a region first, US Central one, Lova, or anything that you are closer to. Then choose any one of the model here. So this option was not visible to me. This is visible because I have already deployed this to an endpoint. So you can just choose any one of these four options. Let's choose this one. Okay, and then click on deploy. So you can just click, you can just deploy this in a single click, or you can just give some more information as well, like the accessibility controls over the model. So I'll just choose this option for now and then click on deploy. I won't be clicking on this because it will take around 30 to 40 minutes and I don't have much credits as well to use. So I'll just cancel this. So once you have deployed, you will get to see the model that you had deployed here. So just choose that option and then you can give your prompt. Write me a poem on TensorFlow, for example. Again, just my obsession with TensorFlow. You can try anything of your choice. So this is the result that it has given. You can play around with a lot of other prompts as well, as long as it is textual in nature, and Gemma will just work fine for you. Okay, so one thing to remember is if you're working on cloud, then make sure that once you are done with this, just clean up your project and just undeploy your model, because costs are related to that. So in just 2 days, my bill was around 2 or 3 thousand. So that's the thing that we have to keep in mind. So that's pretty much about this Gemma and Gemini things. Now let me show you some examples that we had built with Gemini. So this was one of the examples that Ashi and I built, FarmerScan. It's an Android application that leverages this Gemini Pro Vision model to identify medicines and then provide the details. Details can be the usage, dosage, diagnosis, etc. So let's check this. For example, you can upload a picture of a medicine, okay, in your Android application, then just submit. Then it will give you all the details, as you can see in this. So the Parasip is the name of the medicine, Parasip 500. So it gives you the results like symptoms and dosages and a lot of other stuff as well. You can also check out this project, which is available on GitHub repository. And if you want to use this directly, then you can also try it on Hugging Face Spaces. So if you like the project, then do not forget to give it a star. And this project was also featured on the official handle of Google Developer Expert. So that was a achievement for us. The official handle of GD featured this. Okay, you can also check the YouTube video for this, for the complete demonstration. And there is another project that we worked on recently, which is FarmScan. So this is basically an implementation again of the same provision model that we used in Android. You simply upload the images of fruits and vegetables, and the model will give you responses based on the freshness of fruits, for example, the approximate market value, the shelf life, and what is the best season to cultivate, and a lot of other stuff as well. So basically it acts as a assistance to farmers. Again, you can check this on GitHub as well as Hugging Face. So we have some resources for you as well. If you want to get started with your journey in this Gemini, then you can first explore this Google AI Studio that we just covered in today's session. There are some SDK examples as well as available. So if you are more into web development and want to try Gemini in your web-based application, then you can use this SDK for JavaScript. If you are into Android, then you can use this Android SDK. Gemini is also available on Google Cloud Platform, as I just demonstrated. And then, yeah, you can also use this Gemini Nano. This is currently in a limited preview, but once it is rolled out for all the users, then you can do on-device deployment of Gemini models. So we are pretty excited to see what you build with Gemini. If you have some interesting ideas and if you have built something very exciting, then feel free to share it on Twitter and mention TFUG Chandigarh as well as me. These are the Twitter handles. And that's pretty much about the session. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot of new stuff. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn by scanning this QR code if you have any questions or queries. You can also check on the Medium handle for the blogs that I write, as well as the GitHub repositories that I work on. And you can also reach out to me on Twitter on these handles. So thanks a lot, everyone. If you have any questions, then I'll be glad to answer them.
We have one question though related to your farm scan.
Okay.
We have pinned. I'm showing into the screen if it is visible.
Okay, if you want to explore some projects in Gemini Era, the thing is, when we came up with this project idea, we were just looking around ourselves. What problems do we face normally? The pharma scan example that we were working on. So that was an example based on the real life situation that I normally face in my home. So when like I had a medical kit, and then suddenly I didn't have the knowledge of what this medicine is used for. So I thought, let's create something that will be useful. So when we say that, how do you explore project? It's based on the problems that you face. So maybe you can just get started with the day-to-day problems that you have, okay, and then build something around that. And even if you need some more ideas, then you can reach out to me as well as TFUG Chandigarh team. Uh, there are some GitHub repositories available. So based on that, you can take some inspirations from there, and then just try to tweak existing ideas with your own. You can customize the existing solutions and then see what more can be provided in that. So I think that answers your question, Suchi.
Yeah, hopefully Suchi got the answer what she was looking for. And if anyone have any question related to the session we had today, you can put in the comment box. As we are running out of time, we will be ending the session soon. So if you have a chance to ask right away, you can ask it. And yeah, we will wait for like hardly for 1 minute if anyone have any question related to that, if they want to ask. And hopefully you guys liked the session because I enjoyed it too. It was really insightful. I learned few things, and it was always like from within. I always learn something new. So yeah, I guess
I'll
we
just
are
drop
all sorted out.
my LinkedIn profile in case you want
Yeah.
to reach out to me. So
So put it to your LinkedIn profile. If okay, we have another question. What I'm highlighting it.
extent of Gemini if it were to be used in a web app. So depends again like what use case you're working on. So if you're building something like that deals with images and videos, so Gemini is capable of doing those stuff as well. So it depends upon the use case that you're working. So I think we have the API right now for Gemini Pro 1.0. I'm hopeful that the Google team will soon release it for Gemini 1.5 in the coming days. And don't be surprised if a lot of more new things are, released by Google in the coming months. Because as you saw in December, they rolled out this Gemini 1.0 along with the provision models. And then we are in February, we have these Gemma models as well, which is open source. So don't be surprised if we get to see more amazing things in the coming months. The thing is we have to just keep on exploring and try new stuff, and then it's also great to when you share your work with the community in the social media platforms.
Right. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. See, as I have seen, like most of the students, those who are working on hackathons or some project, they mostly use this kind of ideas like scanning and things, and AI using AI. So this might be the great platform for you guys. Like to showcase your work with the real time problem and solutions to the real time to some better place where you will get recognized the way just Nitin showed you, like how the GD officially posted on their official site the project has been supported. So make something like that. And yeah, another question we have
Okay.
I don't think so. Okay, let's answer this.
Well, there is no hack as such, but you can just join the wait list for Gemini 1.5 Pro. Maybe Google will release this for all the users in the next month, probably. And yes, one more thing to highlight, Gemini is free to use until May 11. So you can try a lot of stuff using these Gemini Pro models. But these Gemma models are free to use. They are open source. You can just fine tune them on your own use case as well. But the thing is, they don't support images and videos as of now.
Yep, great. Or one quick question to all the audience: how many of you wants Nitin session to be offline, and you want to be him here in Chandigarh again? Just raise a hand. We will call him. We'll pull him back again. I'm waitlist in Google AI Studio. Yep. Yeah, join those waitlist. Might, who knows that who might get the access So join the waitlist. So yeah, that's a wrap, I guess, for the session. Over to Ashi if she has something.
No, I just wanna thank you all and especially Nitin for taking out time and giving such insightful session on Gemini. I think everyone would be really excited to try on Gemini and as well as Gemma. And we can't wait to see what you guys create from it. Do share it with us and Nitin and tag us if you make something interesting out of the box from Gemini and we'll be eager to wait for that. And thank you again, everyone, for joining on a weekend. I hope you guys have a great weekend ahead.
Yeah. Hope you guys learned something. And thanks for joining the session. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. So thanks a lot, TFUG Chandigarh team, Ashi and Pranav. It was really great to interact. And I'll just drop the link to the presentation.
Thank you, Nitin. Thanks. Thanks
Okay,
for
thank you. Bye
taking the
bye.
time. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.